Hey guys, it's Kane. I got my main man TGR on here on Discord and his friend who we call the Voice Man.
I
And so what we're doing today is we are going to discuss. Why don't you tell him, TGR?
so today we're going to be discussing Bop It Nujamz and a possible sequel game which Kane has loaded up and has actually created this logo for.
Ta-da!
Yeah, it's going to be a Groove It recreation called Bop It Smooth Grooves.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. What do you want to start us off with, Kane?
So let's start with Bop It New Jams. What is. So this is. If you guys saw my video from. I gotta say it was 3 months ago. We had talked to Dan Klitzner, the inventor of Bop It, about our Bop It New Jams project. And Bop It New Jams, if you guys are new to the New Jams project, it is a mix between a Bop It and the New Jam guitar released in 2002. So basically, this is an update video, kind of a follow up from 3 months ago.
It's also a video, and it's not just a fusion of Bop It and New Jam. It's also a way that how to reinvent an idea to reinvent Bop It and take it back to what it could be again. How to kind of bring it back into a public eye and a revival of an experiment that didn't really go well.
Right.
And the same to be said with the upcoming sequel, which Kane and I named. Like we actually had a similar idea of a Groove It VR game, and I thought like it would be a cool idea for a sequel for the Bop It New Jam. So we came together and we created, and I came up with the name Bop It Smooth Grooves.
Yeah, after many different name choices, he decided Smooth Grooves was good, and I guess I agreed with him. So I went ahead that night and I made this logo, and well, this Bop It here, that's TGR's doing. The rest of that I just added myself.
The Bop It logo I use is actually just a modified version of the Shout generation, but I feel like but I feel like because it's the only typeface I had, I just wanted to make it a little more classic, so I just added that. And yeah.
The dot.
And as for voices though, we have now the voice of Dr. Eggman, Mike Pollock, who has joined our game, and we have a bunch of other guys. And Voice Man is one I think who hasn't met Mike yet.
No, but I really want to.
Yeah.
Really jealous that you met him before I did.
Well, we can invite you to the next Zoom meeting, which we don't know when that's going to be actually, because there's so many people busy, and one person I promised specifically for this project has to be Baki, because I promised Baki he would get into one of the BCs or the Zoom calls. So why don't we talk about a little bit more about the games, or if Kane wants to play one of the games, it's fine.
So we actually had a meeting with Dan yesterday, but it had to be taken down due to some violations.
Yeah, not just violations though. There was some stuff that I don't think should be leaked onto the YouTube, because we need to focus on this project.
Right, I was trying to keep it private.
Yeah. So, in terms of Bop It Smooth Grooves, it's going to be a recreation of Groove It, recreated in VR. And Dan actually likes the idea. I showed him the logo. He really likes the look of it. And there's some new commands I decided to add, like as it's as we do. As a runner-up to Bop It New Jams, we're gonna have to add some new stuff. So we would add like a clear Bop It button on a stand, and commands would be done using like little flares and lasers, like kind of like the lights on a Groove It. If you have a Groove It, can you get your Groove It real quick?
Yeah, let me put this down here. Got to go get it.
Yeah, you can tilt your screen down as well.
Yep, I'll grab my New Jam. Here's what the Groove It looks like.
No. I asked you to push your pull your screen down a little bit.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like that. That's good.
There we go.
Yeah. So the idea of this one, like if you could hold the groove it up, the idea of this one, as it did go into Simon Air, as Dan mentioned in Earthworm Joe's video.
Yeah.
It's basically motion control. So, and he always said that the idea of Bop It is to animate the player. So we thought like of another way of doing that,
Right.
virtual reality, and I think that's actually a step we could go in. And we did talk about some legal things. So Dan said we can use the Bop It brand name if it's not for profit or anything, if it's just for fans, just revival and stuff like that.
Right.
Which is exactly what this is for. And if it gets popular enough and it's not buggy, he said Hasbro might try to make a deal and sell the game. I don't know how, but they said that they would most likely try to sell the game and keep it going.
Right.
And the idea is, I had an idea to talk with Beyond Sight once, and that is we discussed an idea for a Switch release, which would be a cool idea for New Jam. I don't know how it would go into the Smooth Grooves game, though.
Well, I mean, there are
it
motion
would be
controls.
a cool idea. I mean, like motion control and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's a cool idea. But the idea of it is to keep yourself moving instead of flicking the remote.
Right. Yeah, and I actually, you were saying something about like different moves and stuff on a Groove It. I had some good ideas too, and I gotta remember what some of them are. Like, you could call it, what was the one I was thinking of? I thought about this the one night, and I couldn't remember what some of them were, but you could call it like the loop where you can do this.
Actually, I actually have a list of commands that I created for this idea,
Oh, okay.
and so it would so it would confirm it. We would not actually model the Groove It design.
Oh, yeah,
But we
true.
would actually make like it would be kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but there would be visualizers. You'd be in the middle. There's like a bop it button, a glass one on a glass pedestal.
Oh, yeah.
It's right in front of you the whole time. And basically, there's like lights flying everywhere, little lasers and stuff like that, kind of like a
okay.
rave.
Oh,
Kind
yeah.
of like a little bit of a rave.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it would be all the commands for the New Jam, except from Groove It, and there would be some new ones called Bop It, Swoosh, Ollie, Neon, Swipe, Pop, and maybe I'll add that loop one.
Oh, yeah. That would be a good one.
Yeah, but now I also want to discuss the idea for the levels, and that is I did a little brainstorming, and so the levels are going to be like, as this is a follow-up to New Jam, we're going to add some essentials that were in the New Jam project.
Mm-hmm.
So
New Jam.
So from Bop It New Jams to Bop It Smooth Grooves, it would contain a series of levels in different modes,
Mhm.
which would include Groove Basic, Advanced, Expert, and then Double Time coming from New Jams.
Oh, yeah.
But unlike the original one, we're gonna make it a bit easier, cause we want people to enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that?
That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
I can
What do you
I
think,
can
Kane?
see why we call him Voice Man.
Actually, it's because he also does an impersonation of Eggman sometimes.
Oh,
Oh, there's the DMCA.
I've never really watched Sonic, so I wouldn't know. But I mean, it sounds kind of aggressive.
Well, coming from us, like Mike Pollock,
Yeah.
we actually told him that he can't. We actually told him, and he agreed. We can't use Dr. Eggman voice in this because that might get us in trouble with Sega, and then Hasbro would notice way too soon in the wrong note.
True.
Makes sense.
True.
So maybe maybe another thing I want to add to this is we're looking for vocal groups for this game because in Groove It, when it says certain things, there's actually vocals required in it, and like especially like you got the groove. Now watch the lights for a new move.
Yeah, and like, yeah, I was
You
just
can hear
gonna say.
vocals.
Then there's, you know the moves, but can you do it with the lights out?
Yeah, and then there's like, oh.
And I guess one thing I should mention about voices TGR is when I was on the meeting with Dan yesterday, he said we shouldn't even hire voice actors because we've all got great voices. He says.
You know what? That's Dan. He's a really nice. Yeah, Dan Clifton is a really nice guy, and
Yeah.
I'm really happy we got him on board our team now.
Me too.
But we're not hiring voice actors because we can't get our good voices. We're hiring voice actors because we want to be accurate to the actual product.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like I appreciate. Like it's not to try to say we're trying to rid ourselves of it. No, I mean like we got our own voices in there, but we want to make it sound like a real Bop It and a real video game with like, and that's where we're hiring rock voices like Mike Pollock. He might actually have a pretty good rocker, cool dude voice or something.
Yeah, and I was gonna say another thing from that meeting. The Unibop, which is the new Bop It that it's just going to be just Bop It and maybe something else. But anyway, that's what he had a goal for that this fall. And there's a voice challenge going on TikTok right now, or at least there will be later this year. And he said he might actually hide his voice as an Easter egg in the Unibop.
You know, I actually had some ideas because he said he'd like to tie in what we're doing to Bop It for Good, and well, an idea could be he could sell the game on Bop It for Good, but I actually have some other ideas because I'm gonna mean to tell him about this.
I mean the Unibop's gonna be a real product, and it's.
I know that.
Okay.
It's gonna be like the easy button. Is that right?
I think so.
You remember? Yeah, remember the easy button?
Yeah. That was easy.
That was easy.
Man, you do a better job than I do. I'll tell you that right now.
How do I do these voices? I don't know.
I don't either.
Voice man, do the easy button.
Oh, Jesus. That was easy.
I didn't hear it.
Because my microphone is too low.
Oh. All right.
Gotta push up the sensitivity.
Okay.
That was
not close enough.
Close enough, yeah. We'll call it good.
Right.
And actually, that hurt my hand when I did that.
So ideas for Dan could be if the game gets popular enough and Hasbro would license it or something. One of the visions I had is there could possibly be Nujamz related merchandise that would be sold on Bop It for Good if people want to support the game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like GoFundMe would be a cool idea, but I think that's something we'd want to avoid because big brand name and Hasbro and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't want Hasbro to not know about. I mean, like, I'd support them if they liked it.
We don't want we don't want to hassle with Hasbro.
No, we don't want to hassle with Hasbro at all. No. But yeah, that's one of the visions. Like we tie it in, and then another vision I had is for the Boptopus. If we could maybe, if the Boptopus is going to be like Bop It Download, where you could download different packs for it and stuff like that, like default voice. An idea could be, I don't know if this would go okay with them, but one idea could be that you could download a Nujamz pack with all the recreated sound effects and music that will go into the Boptopus.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, or if not, it's just ideas I have.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I don't know what we're actually gonna do.
There's a lot more that goes on in your head than my head.
Yeah, and then one other idea I had for it is, if it works out, well, these are just ideas. I'm not actually gonna do them for a while,
Right.
or even at all if KID Group or Hasbro don't like the idea
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. Maybe one thing we could do is the Boptopus could be compatible with the Nujamz, and they could have a compatibility like kind of like a one-on-one mode, like on the computer, and then one with the physical game.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be really cool.
And then I don't know if you've seen though, the double neck Nujamz actually has a the double neck Nujamz has a possibility for one-on-one.
I think I saw the model.
Yeah, the model has possibilities for one-on-one, and it's going to be, and it could be potentially for that, or it might just be an unlockable, because we want to really expand the idea of what we're doing,
Right.
and this could be like the Sonic Mania of things. Like, do you know the story of Sonic Mania?
No.
So Sonic Mania is actually a fan developed game by Christian Whitehead, and it released at the same year Sonic Forces came out. And you know what? There have been so many like fan games of video games and stuff like that. When Sam offered to make this into a fan game, I'm like, okay, sure, because I think this is also breaking a boundary. You can make a fan game of anything.
You probably can, yeah.
Yeah, and I think if this one gets popular enough, maybe it'll push us to do more. It'll maybe push Hasbro to make stuff like this. We're really hoping for a positive outcome, and I think that's what this is all about. Is just positivity within development and final execution.
Right, and you have to have a good attitude about Bop It, and I call it a Bopitude.
Well, that's actually a very clever thing. You should tell Dan about that.
I think I put a comment about that once, I think.
And then an upcoming project I'm doing is my 25th anniversary poster that's going to feature some art. Maybe I'll get some other fans' input on it. I'll get some drawings, and then I'll say over 25 years of competing to the beat.
Yeah, I actually had made a picture of, and I guess I haven't shown the guys. It might be on my YouTube channel already.
I've seen it actually on your on Bop It for Good and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
If you guys go to bopitforgood.com, scroll down to the very bottom of the page. It's got a picture that I made of. He calls it a mosaic of all 25 Bop Its that have been released from 1996 to 2020, ending with the Yoda. And he thought that was the coolest thing ever.
He actually asked me to put a thing of my designs or logo transition from my classic edition, my more classic retro style one for it, because he'd like to put it on Bop It for Good. And yeah, and when I actually spoke to Dan, he liked the retro combination I do, because I have two box logo designs, which are the 96 one and the 2002 edition. And sorry, those are for probably just for fan use or just ideas. Maybe Dan, I actually am going to give them to Dan for free use, because I know he has a lot of ideas he's going to try and do. He's going to make like drawings, like the arcade idea, the Bop It arcade, which is a really cool idea. I think that's something that he's definitely gonna consider. Like, if Hasbro, because remember, I actually remember a small story. When Hasbro made the game show of Family Game Night, which is what I watched on the Hub Network.
I love that show.
They had a thing.
Ignore that.
They had a game called Connect 4 Basketball, which was a really cool idea. I liked that idea, and I actually played it on Family Game Night for the Wii.
I have that too.
I had that. Yeah, I had that. So, and then they recycled that idea into the current one, which is an arcade game called Connect 4 Hoops. I like that recycling idea, and I would hope that Hasbro would license something to do something like that, to maybe like I actually remember another Bop It Flash game, like aside from the one you mentioned, a Bop It Extreme 2. I remember that one, and that was the one I actually remember the most was Bop It Pinball.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed playing that.
I did too.
But I think like what Dan said, that might have been done for promo.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that was done for promo.
Yeah,
And,
it was on Hub World, which is it was Hub Network, the website at the time.
It was actually also on Hasbro's website.
Yeah.
For some time.
Yep.
And come to think of it now, Hasbro, I think, is moving forward, and if they gave the Bop It app a little more time, maybe it would have worked out a little better.
Yeah.
Because I like seeing these styles of games on computer or somewhat bigger.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the game show version of Bop It didn't like I watched the game show when it came out, and like Dan said, it was kind of odd, and I agreed. Like, you got to know how to execute the Bop It DNA, and I think like an example of that would have to be Blast. Like, that one was too excessive.
Right.
Whereas the Boptagon, which is what it's called in Family Game Night, that one was too unfinished. It felt like.
Yeah, it kind of was, and as the series went on, where they had chop it and squeeze it with like a toothpaste.
Yeah, they completely changed the formula. Eventually, it was only one. At first, it was like 8 people. It would be a process of elimination.
Yeah.
And then it became a one-person time thing. That's not how it works.
No, not at all.
And the thing is that you could go for. The thing that the first rendition of the game show game got right is that if you don't do it in time or do it early or do it wrong completely, then you're out.
Yeah.
You could actually wait until the clock runs out to do the thing on the second one. I feel like that just shows how unfinished the game show may have been.
Right.
In terms of that one. I mean, like, the other games were fine. I mean, like, you got the Yahtzee bowling game and stuff like that. Those were cool.
I loved that game. Like that was fun.
Yeah, but I feel like the final execution of the Bop It game was really against the formula, and it did what the Family Game Night 2 game did like 2 years prior to the game show's release.
Yeah. One thing I was going to show you that I actually showed Dan, I put it on a video recently, and he wanted me to share this with him. And I made a 25th anniversary seal.
I actually really like that. I'm not able to come up with that sort of stuff because I'm not that experienced with photoshopping yet. I'm more of a vector guy. It's more straightforward.
This the seal itself, like the round part and the twist it and flick it and stuff, that's actually from Bop It Boptagon from Family Game Night 4. I think it was on the PlayStation.
It was released multi-platform.
Right. Well, I mean, Family Game Night 4 was on the Wii, of course, and I think...
That's the version I grew up playing. I had a Wii growing up. I didn't have...
Yeah, I got a Wii right here.
PS2 or Xbox or something like that.
Yeah, but I think this actual shell was a screenshot that I found on Google from the PlayStation.
Understood. And maybe what we're gonna also do, if we're permitted to do this, we might actually get someone to create a promotional video for the New Jam, if that's okay. Like, not a commercial to advertise the game,
right?
Not like an in-app purchase thing, and not like, and this is not going to be a game we have to have like ads in the app. We're going to prevent that.
Right.
We're going to just release the game as kind of like almost like an old computer game. There's not going to be any ads for the game. You don't have to register.
Right.
And stuff like that. I mean, like the old games, kind of like Lego Island or
I've played Bejeweled and all those PopCap games and stuff.
Bejeweled.
You'd have to register for those. It was annoying.
Yeah, you'd have to register, and it was annoying and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is going to be more along the lines of an older computer style game. But that doesn't mean like it's going to be DOS controlled. It means it's just going to have it's going to be up to date, and maybe there will be a thing. Maybe there will be a thing, if we can do it, of online servers where you can compete with others on the leaderboard, like Dan has planned for the Boptopus.
Yeah. I haven't heard much from Dan about the Boptopus hardly at all. I mean, I know about the Unibop.
I think that's confidential.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because I have him on Facebook, and his name on there is Boptopus. Otherwise, Twitter and Instagram, it's inventor of Bop It, but yeah, on Facebook, he has it as Boptopus, and I wasn't sure if that was still going on or not.
Yeah, that would make sense. I think one game in particular I really would like to know about, maybe I'll get some guy to dissect it, is the Bop It Extreme 2 Flash game. I might get some guy to dissect it and see if he can get anything out of it.
Yeah, those of you guys on YouTube who have seen my old intro of the Spinning Extreme 2, that was actually the loading sequence that I changed the color of. It was loading sequence.
Yeah, actually, I'm on Wayback Machine right now, and I'm gonna try and go on playbopit.com and see if it'll work.
I think there used to be a Bop It Blast Flash game as well, kind of like the thing, but I think it was Shockwave, and I can't seem to get that either.
That's interesting.
It is interesting, I got to admit.
Hold on. I have found. Oh. Okay, so I have playbopit.com, and unfortunately, I can't get it to work because it requires Flash. Because Google has discontinued the Flash add-on, I'm gonna have to buy a third-party Flash player.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because Flash ended up getting discontinued last year, 2020.
Yeah.
Where most tragedies happened.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this means that you can't actually get that much out of Internet Archive, because I remember a lot of things actually ran off of Flash in regards to old websites.
Right.
So I think now the Bop It Extreme 2 Flash game is completely inaccessible.
Probably. I do have downloaded, though, TGR, a file of Shockwave. I think it's a Shockwave file of the Bop It Blast software. You were actually able to download it and use Flash or Shockwave on it. And I got
Blaster Extreme 2.
Blast.
So, wait, did it have a Flash game too?
I think it did. You'd have to have Shockwave, which was kind of like a Flash thing, but I don't know if I still have it.
Well, I don't know actually if Shockwave is still running.
No, it's not. It got discontinued.
Oh, actually, no. Shockwave's website is still up.
Yeah, but if you go on to the website, you can't download it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going on the Hasbro's website in 2002. I'm going to see if that gets me anything.
Yeah, it
probably not, because
yeah.
I might actually get. Yeah, again, I might get someone to wait, I did get something. Hold on.
Oh.
I did get a little something. No, that did not help. This is going to take me a minute, but I think one thing I want to also talk about real quick before we wrap up is Bop It Extreme 3.
Yeah. So, for the meeting that we had yesterday, Dan Klitzner had talked about a Bop It Extreme 3 for 2022. And I know I probably shouldn't have revealed that because that was still a work in progress.
Well, it's in concept right now anyway. He discussed that, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't like the name.
I don't either, technically. Because, I mean, we've got a Bop It Extreme. We have a Bop It Extreme 2. And then we've got the real Bop It Extreme 3, which is Bop It Download. A Bop It Extreme 4, which is technically the XT. We need a Bop It Extreme 5, not a 3, because if you have the Bop It Extreme 3, you'd just be mocking the download, and they kind of want the extra mile with the download anyway.
Yeah, and I think that it's also the XT that they're kind of pushing off. But hey, I'm not saying Dan doesn't have a plan for this. It might actually just be called something else.
Right. It's that might just be like the code name or something.
Yeah, and right now I'm trying to. This is gonna be a little while though. I'm trying to access some stuff on Hasbro's archive on Wayback Machine.
That's fine.
See if I can find anything.
Yeah.
It's probably most likely not going to work for me, especially
Probably
since
not.
I can't get Wayback Machine to work right now.
Probably not. But we can say that Dan has a plan for the future.
Yeah, and in terms of that though, when it comes to the fan games that we're making, mostly Nujamz, which is the biggest fear right now for everybody.
Right.
We're working hard on trying to make sure the game runs good and make sure everything is smooth, no bugs. Because that's the thing though, Hasbro is going to get angry if they discover bugs in the game. Well, Sam has had some good developers with his games,
Right.
and none of them are buggy. Actually, none of them are buggy.
Right.
Which is a good thing. But if it does come down to some bugs at times, then before the final release, we can quickly patch those up.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a rushed game.
Yeah, I don't know if your internet is bad or what, but I'm able to get I was able to pull the website right up. And the sample Bop It Extreme 2, you need Flash Player. Everything, you can't really tell what is on the buttons in the website. But I do know that if you look on the left-hand side of the website, there's a whole bunch of little picture icons. It's the third one. Third one down. That you can see if you can get the Bop It Extreme 2 sample.
Yeah, the promo. Actually, one thing I wanted to do maybe before Nujamz was going to be made into a fan game is I wanted to get an Extreme 2 and then customize it with a logo I created for it and stuff like that, which would be a cool idea, but that would be somewhat defacing the product.
Right. And I know Dan has a really cool Bop It Extreme. I'm not sure if you guys on YouTube have seen this, but it is a Bop It Extreme. If you guys know what the black Bop It Extreme from 1998 looks like, it is actually clear. And you can see all the working mechanics in it. I don't know if that's a prototype or if it actually works.
You actually never told me about that. I never knew about that, and that's something I'm going to have to ask him now.
Oh, yeah. So basically, in Dan Klitzner's wall of Bop Its, there's actually a Bop It Extreme. It looked like a prototype, but I think it might actually work. Looks like a Bop It Extreme. It's got the same shell and everything, except you can see the mechanics and it's completely clear. Like, there is no Bop It Extreme logo. It's just one clear button. And then it's got all the mechanics of the... It's got all the mechanics inside, but the pieces, like the twist it and the spin it and the flick it and stuff, those are all regular color.
I think that may have been done for experimentation on what Bop It could become, because I think that the most recent attempt at that, I think that the first attempt at something like that would be the Shout having a clear edition that would come out in 2008 or 2009.
Right. Well, I mean, I think with like the Extreme 2, for example, they did a good job trying to get the mechanics and stuff in a somewhat tinted shell, but I mean, you can still, like, see a little bit. And, like, the Onyx XT and, like, the Green XT and all that, that was kind of going the extra mile, too.
Actually, somebody told me once, I'm not sure if this is true, there might be a purple Extreme 2 out there. I don't think that's true.
It's not. I don't think it is, but I do know what is true is I found. So you've seen the Black Onyx XT and stuff, right?
Yeah, the Black Onyx XT. I've seen those.
The green, the red.
What I'm actually looking for is the red Caliente, is the red version of Bop It XT, because I've been wanting to get Bop It XT back in my collection ever since it got accidentally recycled.
I've actually found on eBay one time, I didn't buy it, but I kick myself every time because I should have, was an orange XT.
Orange?
Yeah, so it was like the red one, but it was orange. And I kick myself every time I go on eBay because I should have bought that.
Maybe it's a factory sample.
It might have been. They sold it for regular price. I think it was $25. But I
think what I'm gonna do actually maybe is I'm gonna look on Taobao, which is an Asian website where you can find all sorts of factory samples and stuff like that, and see if they actually have any Bop It related things out there.
If you find something like that, be sure to send me the link because that would be so cool.
Well, I'm on Taobao right now. I can quickly do it before we end the video. Hold on.
Yeah, because
I don't know what language it's in.
I think Taobao is Chinese. I think.
Taobao might be Chinese.
It is Chinese. Because I actually went on Taobao once.
So I'm looking on Taobao right now. Oh, I actually need a pass. I actually need to make an account. I don't know. I can't confirm this stuff, but yeah. I think we're gonna wrap up the video in a little bit. But there's one last thing I do want to quickly talk about before we end it.
Sure.
If Bop It Nujamz gets a physical release, like not on the Switch, but as an actual electronic toy, if Hasbro wants to do it, then I would ask them if they would not change anything.
Right.
Like, unless it's Buddy Rubino and like a few voices, that's all I would really want to change.
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, the Bop It Nujamz design, for those of you who don't know, it was actually a Bop It Nujamz. It was a vector of a Nujam guitar that TGR actually made. It was a 2D image, and basically someone decided, oh, this is cool.
And that somebody is Sam Locke when I met him in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sam really liked that game. He's like, you should send that to Hasbro. You should talk to Hasbro about it. You should show Dan Klitzner.
Yeah, it's not that easy to send it to Hasbro.
No, it's not.
I've tried.
Even on Spark. Spark is. I would have sent it on Spark if I could.
I've actually
I don't think that.
I've went on Spark, and it's not worth it. I've sent in like 3 different ideas, and they rejected all of them.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like, I would have if I had time, but I didn't. So it's like, well, let's just make it into a video game. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I didn't actually realize the amount of people that would jump on wanting to do this idea.
Yeah.
Especially our modeler Bit Wizard, who's made really good models. He's played Nujam guitar when he was younger. And yeah, this is we're bringing it back though, because that's what a lot of companies are seeming to do, except for Hasbro at times. They're bringing back old ideas and refreshing them.
Right. I mean, for crying out loud, Nickelodeon is bringing back iCarly on Paramount Plus coming up here. It's crazy.
Right, and they're bringing back. They brought back Double Dare a few years ago with Mark Summers.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
It was a good bring back, but it wasn't. It was ahead of the time that it needed to be back.
You're right. And like some of the shows that they've tried to bring back, they're actually trying to bring a Fairly Odd Parents version back, but Butch Hartman, the creator, is not going to be part of it. But they're trying to make a live action version of Fairly Odd Parents as a TV series, and I think that is kind of going too far.
Fairly Odd Parents has had some real life interpretations, like Grow Up Timmy Turner.
True, but I mean, like, some of the. Well, I mean, I think the Fairly Odd Parents, the cartoon version, was kind of going downhill after they added Sparky, the fairy dog, and Chloe, where Timmy had to share his fairies with.
I think Chloe is the one who killed the series.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, though, yeah, there are ways to bring things back from. There are ways to bring things back from the past, but I think Nickelodeon doesn't know this, and I think Hasbro might understand this at times. You gotta know how to do it.
Right. I mean,
you have to know how to do it properly. I mean, like, they're bringing back the Tiger electronics, which that's fine. I mean, like, they're good, but you're just literally reselling the same product. If you want to reinvent something, you gotta know how to do it right, and you have to have input.
Right, and of course you have to have, even though they might not even be alive, but you got to have some original feedback from the feedback from the original people. Like, for example, like iCarly was created by Dan Schneider. They won't be able to get feedback from Dan Schneider because they actually fired him a few years back. Like,
they've actually been doing a lot of sitcoms lately.
Yeah.
They've been doing a lot of sitcoms and like very few cartoons.
Yeah, and the cartoons are mostly what made Nickelodeon.
Why are we still talking about Nickelodeon if this is Bop It?
I have no idea.
All right.
I don't know.
I think that one of the things Hasbro has taken a stab at trying to bring back old games. Like recently, they brought back Crossfire.
Yeah.
Or unless it was Mattel brought back some other things.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to bring some games back, but when you're bringing back an idea that was solely a product of its time, you reinvent it. You have to know how to do it, and you have to get some input. I think that Bop It Nujamz is an example of that because you're bringing back an old idea, but you're refreshing it and giving it what worked,
mm-hmm.
and also taking out the stuff that didn't work.
Right, and I guess kind of going to Mattel, they actually redesigned the Uno Attack for like the 4th time. So I don't know if I think I looked up the commercial. It operates the same. The design is a little bit different, but I think they redesigned it probably like 3 other times.
Uno Attack, yeah, it's been going since 1998.
Yeah. I actually have an original Uno Attack, I think, and then they redesigned it, I think, 1, 2...
Actually, this is the 5th redesign. There was a 2001 variant that had pop-out letters.
Oh, yeah. I think I might actually have that one. I don't know.
It's not the flat letters. Like the letters are actually 3D.
Oh, that. Yeah, I think I do have a 98 version. I think I do. They were flat.
But yeah, that's the thing about Bop It Nujamz is how you can reinvent the product in a more creative way.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, just like with the Bop It Classic, they kind of tried to bring back the Shout design in a way, yet they failed miserably because
I feel like
cheap.
The Shout design has been overused there because if you look at the 2016, if you look at the refresh one,
right.
It still has the base.
Right. It's kind of got the form, except it looks a little more wonky. Yeah.
A little more slick, let's say.
There. Okay, we'll call it that. That's good.
But yeah, other than that though, that's really like how you can. So yeah, you bring the base, but you add stuff, and that's kind of what this is. And the idea of it is what happens if we made New Jam into more of a Bop It game.
Right.
Into a classic style, and that's kind of what we're going for.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it. I think we can wrap this up.
Okay. So yeah, we will keep you posted, you guys on YouTube, on how the project goes. I will make a video. We are talking to Dan Klitzner as the video goes on, and yeah, so thank you guys for watching. We'll keep you posted, and we'll sign out. Bye.